Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's good to see all of you all in the audience tonight. I'd like to welcome you to our December the 1st work session. Today is Monday, December the 1st. We are live here at the City Hall in the Honorable Mary Jo Hayward Chamber. And we will now begin our work session for December the 1st. At this time, we'll welcome all the council here and also welcome the ones in the gallery and the ones that are viewing us live. First of all, we're going to go ahead and get into our agenda for tonight. At this time, I would like to get an approval of our agenda for tonight.
Motion to approve.
All right. All those in favor, show of hands. All those. No, she's not present tonight. We're asking.
And I'm, having some mic.
You have mine.
That's it, thank you.
Okay. All right. Did that get approved, the agenda?
We did.
Okay. All right. Motion has been carried. Thank you, council. At this time, the floor is open for speaker appearance. And if anyone in the audience would like to give speaker appearance, you are more than welcome to come to the podium. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name, your address, and we're welcome to entertain your conversation. Any speaker appearance?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Lizzie Hawkins. I live at 199 North Ellis Road. I see on the agenda, there's a search for city manager.
Yes.
My question is why? And I'm a constituent of the first district. And I believe that Ms. Ford has done an excellent job. And I wanted to know why was there a need for her to be replaced at this time? I pray that there's not a hidden agenda anywhere. I hope everyone is on the same page and as a concerned citizen. And as for Ms. Ford, I believe she's someone who's knowledgeable in her duties. She cares for the citizens of Sonoma. So So when you have those two characteristics, I don't see why you would want to replace her. So I'm just concerned, and I would like some answers to those questions, if I could. Thank you.
You will have some in a few minutes there. All right, thank you. Any other, speaker appearance at this time?
Yes, sir. Charlie Davis, citizen of Mitchell County. I have the same concern as Ms. Hawkins. Far back the hand that feature. And tonight, I know she's done a great job. I don't see no sense in replacing. I don't need no answers on why. Because it's already been revealed to me through the Spirit of God why. And tonight, when the vote is taken tonight, we will see who the Jews on this country. Jews portray Christ. We're gonna see how you all vote. That'll tell us how you portray citizens or community. And it's also gonna reveal to us how you vote. It's gonna reveal to us whether you are a political prostitute being pimped by the rich, racist white people in this country. That's gonna be revealed to us, how you vote. How you vote will reveal to us if you are a racist white person that practices racism, how you vote on this city manager thing tonight. A lot of things gonna come out. We gonna know the true person you really are, how you vote. And what I'm looking for, when you vote, I'm gonna realize that there are some political prostitutes sitting around here, pimped by the rich, racist white people that practice racism in this country. I'm not saying all white people are racist, but there are some rich, racist white people that practice racism. And tonight, you will see by this vote whether any racist white people that practice racism sitting on this council tonight. Thank you. To God be the glory.
Okay, any other speaker appearance?
I'm Martha Bateman, 4242 US Highway 19, Camilla. I only have a few things to say. I think we have pointed out before that there's no race issue here with this council. There is no race problem that I have seen with white people. We are not racist, and I am tired of coming in here and people coming to this podium and stirring up race when there's nothing there to be stirred. I would hope that as we enter the season that we're in, that we would do some soul searching and we would come up with our better selves, and we would leave race out of it because it's not race. I'm sorry that some people can't see that. And as far as Ms. Ford, she certainly has done a good job. We all know that. You do have to find a manager. And you, I know, all of you will study whatever applications come across your desk or whatever you already have, and you will make a good choice. And I appreciate all you do. All you have to sit through and listen as you sit around. And that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you very much. Any other speaker appearance?
No, well,
My name is Sandy Williams, no, 4435 Village Road. And, I'm gonna say that everybody has an opinion. I respect everybody's opinion, but I've been around military, retired, Department of Correction, wanting to retire. One thing I noticed is she's done a good job, Ms. Ford. When I saw it on the agenda, I was appalled about it. I don't see nothing she's done. I think she's done a great job. I think Miller has moved forward in a good way. I don't see no reason that he should be on the agenda. I totally disagree with it. And when people speak of politics, that politics, we can all say and say, but I told you it from my start. I respect everybody's opinion, but to say it's not political, I would be fooling myself. It is. Because you gonna hear somebody done, it's gonna be on really the news, it's gonna be everywhere, and everybody innocent until found guilty in a court of law. So, I just think, she's done a good job. She's been doing dual duties and still doing a good job. So I see no reason. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let me kind of clear the atmosphere right now. First of all, we put that on the agenda because I had a personal conversation with Ms. Ford. Ms. Ford is just the interim city manager. It never was the point that she was going to continue to be the city manager. She will have the opportunity to apply for the city manager position. And with the city of Camilla, we are what they call a weak city mayor. We operate on hiring a city manager to operate the day-to-day activities of this city. Now, Ms. Ford has about 5 jobs, and working along with her in this office, she has her hands full. She is not going to continue because she came to me and said, listen, it's been about 8 months. What are y'all going to do? So I took it upon my initiative with no other council advising me to do anything. It was the advice of her. That's the reason it is on the agenda for tonight. Now, I don't know what you all have been hearing, but we are not going to replace her. We can hire her as the city manager. This council voted to have her as an interim city manager. That's what we did, hire her as an interim, because at the time, Mr. Strauss resigned. So we had to go through the step of hiring an interim, and once hiring an interim, we hire a regular city manager. We can't go years and years with the interim. So that's the reason it's on the agenda. And what we're going to do in this conversation, we're just going to start the process of looking, just as we did Mr. Strauss. We didn't hire a second or third firm to do that. We did this. We sent the information out. We got resumes from other individuals who are city manager, and this council decided who would be best to run this city. So that's the process that we're going to go through because it is a process. Okay? Any other speaker appears? Okay.
From Elizabeth, 247 Lincoln Street, Camilla. And I just want to say that until they find city manager by this board being here, continuing to run the job that she's running, I think she's doing a good job. And I think it would be great if she becomes the city manager of this city, because with her, she's not a person that is for this race or that race. She seems like she's for everybody. And the city has been moving forward with what's been going on, but, it's, to me, it's like, I don't know why everybody don't just pull together and make the city continue to run the way it should run. But, it's a lot of stuff that goes on behind closed doors that the citizens of Camilla don't know. But you can feel it when you walk into the building, that it's something that's not right. But whatever it is, God will take care of it.
Amen.
God will move them that need to be moved. God will punish those that need to be punished. So be careful how you treat people of this city.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
And also, just to be reminded there, Ms. Ford is gonna be here until we do all transactions or transition. She's not going anywhere right now. She's not going anywhere. So I just want you all to be reassured of that. She's gonna be working right alongside whoever this council decide to, chose. Okay? All right. If there's no other, speaker appearance at this time, we'll,
Mr.
okay.
Bonita White, 78 West Bennett Street. Well, I am also in support of Cheryl keeping the city manager's job. I know you all are about saving money, and so I don't know what that would entail, but that's not why I'm here. I want to talk about the conflict of the Christmas parade and the city council meeting.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss that as well.
Yeah, well, my opinion is we should keep the city council meeting as it is. You know, we've been bragging about these 30-minute, 45-minute meetings, so the parade will be there when we get there. So I agree with keeping it, and because whoever decided it knew that the council was gonna have a meeting on Monday. And I don't know what's going on with the senior citizen program, but rumors are, this is rumors, so you'll know, so when you get to discuss it, you can tell me what's right. Rumors are that it was a budget approved for the senior citizens to have different activities, but that monies are gone, either moved or spent. Rumors, you know, that's why you have speaker appearance, so you can know what people are thinking and not. My grandma said, get the cat out of tail. So it gives you opportunity to correct those things. Thank you.
And you're absolutely right, those are rumors.
Amen.
Monies are still there, nothing has been expended. Okay? All right, we're gonna go now, another speaker up here,
Amen.
Mr. Spence.
I'm all Spence, and I've heard a lot of people up here supporting Cheryl Ford, and I too support her. The job that she's done, I'm glad that she did step to the plate to assume responsibilities and become a city manager. And I heard a comment that said that you have to look for one. It's like the job is already vacant, but I don't know if that's certain or not. But at any rate, if the job is open, I hope that she would definitely be considered to be the city manager if she should apply, or if that calls for somebody to make an application. Because, you know, we don't want the people to get discouraged here. You know, most times when jobs become open, because I have been enrolled or promoting, I have been there, and then I've noticed that people, the rationale, whatever, goes down with the people, you know. So I just like to just say that I too support her, and Joe will consider her as the person for the position if she become available.
Amen.
All right, thank you. All right, is there any more speaker appearance at this time? Okay. Hearing none, seeing none. We're gonna go ahead and go into our discussion items for tonight. And our first discussion item for tonight is going to be the appointment and reappointment of boards and commissions. At this time, this is typically what we normally do in December. We always go back, we have terms that expire the end of the month of December. And what we typically do is we look through our list And we kind of make recommendations of different ones that are expiring to ask if they want to serve again. And if not, we normally hold the council and we do nomination, and therefore we vote on from there. But at this time, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our appointments. The first board that we have the Planning Commission Board, and this is a 4-year term. The only one that is expiring is, 2 of them on here is Laura Van, and she expires on 12/25, and also Mrs. Dorothy Hill. I know that Mrs. Teckler, talking with the city manager today, she stated that Ms. Teckler has been contacting these individuals that have served on the board, whether or not they want to serve again. So throughout next week, by Monday, we'll know whether or not they want to serve again. And some she reached out to, and they decided that they would like to serve again. So it'll be up to this council to recommend this individuals that want to serve. So we have 2 vacancies in the Planning Commission, which is Laura Mann and Dorothy Hill. So council, you all kind of think about how you all want to lead on that direction. All
I
right.
spoke to Ms. Van today, and she would like to continue serving.
Okay. All right.
And all formal, I guess, other recommendations will happen next week.
Yes, all the other recommendations will happen next week where we open it up for nominations. All right, and Mrs. Dorothy Hill, I don't know if she reached out to her today or not. I'm not sure, but we'll get that list from Cheryl that Ms. Teckler has, so we'll go from there. All right, we're gonna move now to the let's see, the Regional Commissioner Board appointment. And we have Mr. Alfred Brown, which is a non-public appointee. His term expires December the 31st, 2025. I don't know how they reached out to him on that. Also, we have Council Member W.D. Palmer III, and he expired at the end of his term, and that term will be December the 31st, 2025. Okay. Also, we have the Historical Preservation Committee. This is a 3-year term, and the Mayor Kevin Owens, his term expired 12/25. We'll look at that. And also the Mitchell County Recreational Board. This is a 1-term, and this is Ms. Brianna Silas. Her term expires this month as well, 12/25. So I don't know whether she made contact with her today or not, but these are individuals that we may want to make contact with, and if you have any recommendation to please bring them back on next week so that we can vote on them.
As a person who appointed Ms. Salas last year, I have spoken with her. She's been doing a phenomenal job, and she has just been serving.
All right, we keep that in mind, and we keep Mrs. Salas where she's at. Okay, the Camillo Mitchell County Land Bank, and this is a city appointment. Mayor Kevin Owens is on this board, and his term expired 12/31/25. And this is Barbara Reddick. Her term expired 12/31/25 as well. So quite sure that these 2 individuals want to resume serving on this board. We'll reach out to Ms. Reddick and Mayor Owens as well. Okay, our next board here is the City of Camilla Development Authority Board, and we have 3-4, we have one vacancy, and we have Councilman W.D. Palmer, term expires 12/25. We have E.J. Van, the fourth term expires 12/25. Frank Dixon, term also expired 12/20/25. And we mentioned earlier that we have that vacancy there. And this board is a 6-year term, so just keep in mind individuals that we just mentioned, and we also have a vacant on that board as well. Our next board is the Camilla Tree Committee, and this is a one-year term, and we have Mayor Kevin Owens, and his term expired 12/25. We have Councilwoman Azalee Green, her term expires 12/20/25. We have Janice Smith, her term expires 12/25, and Ray Yeager, which term also expired 12/20/25. Okay, all right. And our zoning and appeal board, we have 2 individuals on here, terms that have expired, will expire this month. Stephanie Anderson and also Derek Hatley. Those are the 2 individuals on the zoning and appeal board, and this is a 3-year board term. All right, our next board here would be, want us to give careful attention to the Housing Authority Commissioner Board, and these are appointees by the mayor. I spoke with Dr. Thomas today and Mrs. Maggie Harris. This is a residential commissioner board. This is a 1-year term, and it expires, as you may see in your listing here, as he stated to me earlier, these terms have not been updated on his system yet. But Mrs. Maggie is serving right now, and she is have committed to serve again because she lived in the residence of the Housing Authority. Now, we also have a Mrs. Sabrina Williams. She is resigning from the board, and Dr. Thomas gave me a recommendation of Mr. Ronald Spence to serve in this capacity. And you will, this is a 5-year term, and this term will end, you will fulfill the term that she had, which will end in 2027. That is one name that he gave to me. Also, Mrs. Sharinda Slicer, her term is up. And Mr. Jewel Howard term was up, and he is on his new term, which is started in 24, and it will end in 2029. And the only thing we're going to have to do with this one is to just appoint him, because it wasn't done during the previous term, but he's still serving on that board. And those are the only ones from the Housing Authority. And if you have any recommendations of individuals that you may want to see on that board, just be prepared to make that known next week. And also, our Ethic Board. The Ethic Board is a 2-year term. Mrs. Vicki Hicks' term expired May of this year, the 8th, 2025. Mrs. Larcene Dawson expired May 8th, 2025, and Mr. Winston Ross expired on May the 8th, 2025. Somehow we missed that, and we will be reaching out to those individuals to make sure they want to serve again on this, on the ethic board. Okay. Also, our radio board, we're going to have to appoint someone else, a council member from this council on this board. Councilman Maples' time have expired, and we just be prepared to appoint a council member on the radio board. And also, we have the 2025, our mayor pro tem, which is a one-year term. And council, you will have that opportunity to appoint your mayor pro tem for the next year. And also, we'll be appointing our municipal court judge, who is currently Gregory Williams. And also, we will be appointing our city municipal court solicitor, and this is Blake Brantley. And our election superintendent, who is Ms. Tammy Jackson, and our absentee ballot clerk, who is Mrs. Melinda Knight. So council, I encourage you to go through the list, and we'll, I know Mrs. Cheryl will have everyone that agreed to it, but at the same time, we will open it up to the council to see who they have for their selection on this matter. Okay? Any questions, council? Okay. Hearing none, we're going to move right along now into our next agenda item for a discussion item for tonight. And we're going to move now to.
Hey, there's one more appointment. It's the Southwest Georgia Regional Commission.
Oh,
It's on a separate piece of paper.
okay.
That Alfred?
Yes,
Yes, he makes
is that, it's in this. Oh, Regional Commission Board, oh, I got it.
Yeah, I did it already. Yeah, I've done that one already. We have a city elected official as well as a non-council appointment.
I missed that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Okay, our next agenda discussion item is we wanted to put it into the atmosphere and to move forward. And just as I mentioned to over the discussions with the public speaker appearance, we have a lot of citizens that are concerned about Mrs. Ford. First of all, to let you all know, Mrs. Ford is good. Mrs. Ford don't feel no way whatsoever. Only thing Ms. Ford said, I'm here to help you all. Mrs. Ford know our charter just as well as we know the charter. And she know how this operation goes. So, yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I would be remiss if I didn't say that, and I know you all, of course, are making a conscious decision to do so otherwise, but you are permitted to have discussions related to the hiring and evaluation of the head of agencies in executive session. So this is a discussion that you choose to have openly. That is, of course, you all's decision to do so, but you are permitted to also do that in executive session.
Well, the only thing that we was going to discuss was, and Mrs. Ford, you know, what we talked about to move the process to the search of a city manager.
Understood, okay.
I was gonna say, I have a comment as well.
Okay, go ahead, Councilman Ward.
Yes, so this will wrap up some of the previous items discussion, and we'll touch on some of the concerns that have been shared from residents. I'll be flat out and honest, I have those same concerns, but it's not as much as who the person is. I believe it's about our processes. So several items on tonight's agenda just will not represent routine, short-term business. The search for a city manager several of these boards and appointments will carry long-term policy and leadership implications. And so within many of these items, we will be in a position to establish decision makers through appointments. We are asking ourselves to solidify governmental roles that will influence multi-year outcomes. So not just the next 20-something days of this year, but this will have major implications over at least 2 years or longer. And unfortunately, just the decision of colleagues on the council to place certain items on this agenda without considering these long-term implications have now placed, quite frankly, I'd say Councilmember Maples in a very precarious situation. You're going to be asked to decide on decisions that are going to outlast this current body right now today. And I don't think that is proper. And I hope that we all will make the right decision, whether that be tonight or next week, in tabling this discussion until January, until we have our newest council set. I think that is the most just thing that we do. The residents of Camilla will not be fully represented in any long-term policy decisions until this body reflects the current voting will of those officially seated. Any vote to advance any of these items will mean that we're making appointments for the next council, which our charter actually does not allow us to do, taking actions that shape the next 2 years, and also this would have members making decisions that our public has already chosen that they like to see transition out. This will create a gap between public mandate and public policy. And I honestly, just in good conscience, I cannot support that. And very specifically, the people of District 1, many of whom have been clear about how they want to be represented as of November 4th, should have that opportunity to see their will reflected by these decisions, by who's based in this room and who's seated around this table. So this is my comment and my just concern. A few of these items, I'm glad we are having a discussion, but I think from the public concern and just from a procedural concern, I do think it's best that we delay these until this council is set. And for any just questions on how has this been done historically, while we have made board appointments in the past, I think it's just been a practice that this council has been used to, but we're not tied to it. We've also made changes in how we do our appointments. One example is our mayor pro tem selection. That has historically been rotated around the council. This council, as of 2021, decided not to do what we've already done before. We made strategic appointments of who our mayor pro tem is. So as it relates to these board appointments, we have had on the record where we have waited until January to make these appointments because new members on this council were set. We did it in January of 2021, we did it in January of 2022, and we most recently did it in January of 2023. So I just hope members of the council do sit with that as we continue to have these discussions and deliberations. But I am seeking that the table this until our newest council is set in January. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you, Mr. Councilman Morgan. Okay, at this point now, Madam Attorney, did you want to kind of elaborate on some of that? About the appointments, boards and stuff of that nature?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I do know, Councilmember Gordon definitely said a good point. However, I'm looking through the charter, and I can continue to look through the charter and have a firm answer for you next week. But in section 3.11, boards, commissions, and authorities, there isn't a restriction against appointing members upon the electing or upon the start of a term of a new council, new board. So again, it is a good point. However, there is no restriction that I can see at this moment for the city council to appoint members on a particular board, prior to the new year beginning, which also begins the new term of council members. But it's something I want to, and I will, look into for the city and have a firm answer for you all next week if those appointments are not gonna take place until next week.
And Madam Attorney, if I may, with that, are you saying right now you do not see a mandate that we are required to make these appointments at the end of December?
Well, it's quite, well, I guess the opposite. I don't see a mandate that says we have to wait until January to make such appointments. And so, and of course, if there was a mandate that said the statement that you just made, that would be, in line with, that would be the opposite of that. And which then would also give us some direction, as it concerns the boards and commissions and authorities as well. And I think all in all, the response will probably boil down to, just how the governing authority wants to move on this. If someone is not in their seat by January 1, the terms that have expired, they just kind of hold over, if you will, until someone is appointed. So it's not as if, those boards will go with empty seats or, these positions won't be filled. But at the same time, and you did talk about the practice of how TMOLA has governed itself in the past, it's typically good form to have members in seats by January 1, just for the proper and kind of like efficient movement of government. So again, if there was an extreme or essential kind of desire to wait until January 1, it's not as if the board will be empty. But again, if you want to hit the ground running on January 1, have all new members in place, you can do that as well. So it really could technically go either way.
And I add to that point, this is just for general knowledge for our public and council. We meet at the very first one, like we're meeting right now. Today is December 1st. I don't know if it'll align the same in January. However, we will have had a first meeting by the first week of January. Again, some of these boards don't meet every month. I just like to add that as well. So I see no urgency, and again, I do think it is in our best interest and the best interest of our voters and the public. Again, that decision is made with the newly elected council.
And also, Madam Attorney, I'd like to just share this with you. This was brought to the agenda through our city manager, because this is what we customarily do.
Yeah.
And that is why it's on the agenda.
No, it's not unusual, as you know, a number of other cities, and that's what a lot of cities are doing right now. It's December. We're going through all of the list of board members and commission authorities and kind of getting everyone in place before January 1. So it's not unusual at all. It's happening all across Georgia. Again, if it's the desire of the council to wait, that could be something we can look into. But if it's the desire of the council to have someone in place by January 1, that's perfectly fine as well. So, but again, I'm experiencing seat placements right now with a number of other cities.
And I don't want my comments to get lost that this is solely on the board and appointments. This is also for the city manager search. I've had this conversation in deliberation with the council, that if we're having this conversation again, this needs to be held with the newest council. So it ties up some points of the appointments and boards, but the current topic is with the city manager search. And again, this discussion needs to be held with those that again, this item would even impact.
I don't think that we would be in the position to hire someone before January anyway. As far as the city manager search, we would have to, advertise the position for at least a certain amount of time, which would certainly go through January 5th, I would think.
And with that second point, I think we heard it today, that is why it's so important that we have people that are representing folks across the table having this discussion. Because I believe there are certain people that, wouldn't even have the search period, so.
So on the subject of the city manager search, Mr. Burley, are we planning on advertising that position? Is there suggestions from the council on how we should proceed, Mr. Morgan?
That this discussion should wait until January.
The normal process is to advertise and set a time frame and then do eliminate the candidates down to 3 or 4 and then interview. That's the typical process in the past.
You were a member when Mr. Stroud was hired. And was that the general process then?
Correct.
Would you be opposed to going ahead and advertising for the position, take applicants?
Yes. I am. Very much opposed.
So what would you suggest that the position be in January?
I think the composition of the council will determine that, in the conversation is had in January. I think that discussion, if it's even a discussion in January, should be held in January.
Okay, any other discussion on this, selection here? Mr. Sutton, rather. Hearing none. How many, council members would like to, take this to January?
This is to take this to January, or is this to be the consensus?
Well, to get the consensus to, put the search out in January.
Wait a minute. Say,
Start the search. The process.
we talk about it next week and start in January.
We could.
How do we know? I think you need to go ahead. Start ready to start. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait.
Well, I think it's just a matter of, I mean, the whole premise is the person who was asking us what we're going to do isn't here, but I think that at her suggestion, she would like to have this thing, I mean, go forward, but she's not here to speak for herself, so.
I have questions for Ms. Ward that I have not had a chance to ask, as it relates to her interest in, her saying that she's leaving, or what is this, 8 months?
No. She's been in the city manager role for 8 months. Yeah. And when we first talked about this, that wasn't her desire to be there that long. She said that she was coming in to help out.
So there has been no new conversation with Ms. Ward.
She's already done that.
I talked to her like last week before. We've been having conversation after conversation. Yeah. And the reason I'm saying this, because I've had this conversation with her. I've had this conversation with her. That's the reason I feel comfortable about talking about it. Because I know what she said. She has been very gracious and good to this city. And she's still gonna do that. She's not leaving this city. And also, she's of age now where she's about to get ready to retire. So, you know, we gotta plan ahead. I know it's good, but she's gonna be here. And if she decides she wanna take this city manager role, she will do it. But she's not gonna take on clerk and everything else around her. But she is here to help us. She's been working with us, and I want to work with her. So, council, let us kind of discuss this on next week to see how we're gonna move forward. In other words, let's think about it. This is a discussion. So let us just think about it and see which way we're going to move. I don't think January gonna be no different than what we're doing right now. It's just, we just got to do what we gotta do as far as allowing her, because if she make that choice, hey, I'll be the first one to say, we'll get her a city manager.
And we would need to advertise for a clerk position.
Yes,
That's a good choice.
we got several seats that needs to be filled. And who best to fill those seats besides Cheryl? Yeah. Okay. But we'll elaborate a little bit more on this, possibly next week, and we'll move forward to that, okay? Okay, moving on our agenda, tonight, our work session and, council meeting schedule. Hope that everyone got a chance to, look at that. If you have any discussions or any, polling, on this, just feel free to look at it. And
On Monday, July 13th, that is a conflict with the MEAC conference. And I believe that this past year, we moved it to the following Monday.
Monday.
So, I mean, while we're here, then we may want to set that date as July 20 instead of 13.
So what we're gonna do tonight is we'll,
It's just a suggestion.
yeah, it'll be a suggestion for next week. All those who wanna see this item and have that adjustment done on next week, let me see if, three councilmen wanna do that. Okay, so we'll make the adjustment on next, week on that particular date with the conflict of the MEAC conference. Okay,
And we don't know when the Christmas parade's gonna be next year, but those are the powers that be, maybe we can suggest they not do it on Monday night. I think the Tuesday night was a conflict with basketball games.
Mhm.
Could be why they chose to move that to a Monday,
Okay,
is my thought there.
all right. Moving on to discussion item number 4, solid waste agreement, second amendment, collection of disposal. Councilman Vereen, I think you were,
I did,
turn it over to you.
Ms. Ford and I have been talking about this for some time, and I put a second handout in front of you all, and I apologize for not having it neat, it's in my handwriting, but if you look at the first column, the information that she gave us did not include on this chart what their 2026 rates are. So if you look, the 2026 where it says 75.33, where it says new, that 71.88 was last year's new rate. 2026 is gonna be 75.33. And if you follow on across, it comes up to be a difference of, on the far right, $49.83 per customer. So in the very middle, you can see my notes, it says the new rate to break even. And some of those increase a good bit. But if we want to break even and not lose money, it starts with 70, then it goes 150, 118. That is the rate that we would need to charge these customers to break even. All right? She gave us that information right here. Right here. This is 2026 rates, as of 1/1/2026. Okay? So there's two scenarios. If you look in the bottom corner, of course, that is for all commercial. Residential rates are fine. The loss of rates is coming through the commercial side. There is a difference of $5,800, which could go two ways. You could take $30 off of that new rate per commercial customer. Or, when I spoke to Mr. White about this, he had a suggestion that we could use that for truck maintenance or living debris as well. So I, will be glad to answer any questions that y'all might have, but those are the current numbers, as far as if we wanted to break even, that middle column has got a little asterisk and a new pointed up to it. Hope that explains from there. If y'all have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
And also, council, in your package there, you see the second amendment to the agreement for the collection and disposal of municipal solid waste. Give a chance to kind of briefly look over that and then give you some of the numbers here of what it will cost starting January 1st, 2026.
Right, that's that first column, that's the new rates there. But again, our residential, is fine, it's the commercial that seems to be, where we're losing the most money.
And Ms. Ford has really been working hard trying to get all these commercial businesses together, because we have a lot of businesses that wasn't even paying garbage fee. So, but they was getting services, but wasn't paying at all. So Ms. Ford kind of cracked down on that, and we found it through the audit around our budget, rather. And that's when we started diving in to try to see what was really going on. And that's where we found out about the commercial businesses wasn't doing their due diligence for us paying their share. So I want to thank her for that. Thank you for looking into that as well.
All this is monthly,
Yes,
including profit and loss.
yes.
Okay, any more discussion on the solid waste? Okay, hearing none, we're gonna move right along on the agenda. We have the MEAC resolution to name official authorized to communicate the trust decision. And as you look into your package there, you will see the information there. And Madam Attorney, I'd like to just chime in with you to kind of elaborate a little bit on this and what it is. It is giving names of officials to be able to authorize communication for trust decision.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. And it seems in accordance with the MEAC law in Title 46 of the Georgia Code, cities typically appoint mayors and or other council members to serve, and in some instances also the city manager to serve in these roles. So that is something that is available for members of the governing authority.
Okay, all right, thank you. So at this time, what we would do is, I think the ones with the mayor being out, I will be the mayor pro tem, as well as our CFO, be the one that will communicate and be authorized to make decisions on the trust.
I'll, if I can comment here, I did, I don't know who saw it, shortly before the meeting to our city manager just to see who was the current, and you're correct, and the mayor, but it's also the city manager, not the city.
Okay. And that's where I was coming in the very beginning, because me and the attorney had that same conversation, and I was thinking that it would be your city manager as well as your CFO that would be able to make those decisions, because they are here in the day-to-day operation of the city. So, I don't have no problem whatsoever just coming off and let one of them do that.
All right, so I'm looking at City of Cabell, election for all system energy sales margins, is that?
No, we're on number 5.
Okay. It's not in the packet?
Yes, it's in here, you see the,
Election, well, that's not it.
it's a resolution. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
No, it's the resolution of the city of Camilla, the beneficiary of the MEAG Municipal Trust. The MEAG power was established in January 1st, 1999. And yeah, it's a resolution. And it resolved henceforth to authorize communication to city decision. So now,
all right,
it's
so,
right up under the,
so we would vote on this at next week's meeting, and
Yeah.
who is it that we are recommending? Is Mayor Pro Tem and City Manager? And you want to add the CFO, or is that,
they don't have but like 2 so far, so we just got 2. So
okay?
this would be, if you can, Mayor Pro Tem and the city manager.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right, all those, let's show of 3 hands that want to, council member want to see this on the agenda for next week for approval. Okay. All right, thank you, council. All right, now we're gonna move into item number 6. It was brought up in our speaker appearance about our council meeting. There's a conflict with the annual Christmas parade. As the city manager have already informed us, or informed me, and the council pretty much know that we will be in the city parade. We have to be there by 5:30 to be in the lineup. So my recommendation to the council, we're not going to move our council meeting, but we're open to upping our time for the council meeting. And
Could we have it at 4?
I don't have no objections to that.
Mr. Morgan? Mr. Collins, you're pretty busy this time of year. Okay. Mr. Reynolds? Mr. Palmer?
4 is good.
That'll give us time to go ahead and handle the business of the city. We don't know what all we'll have on the agenda to carry on, so that'll at least give us time to get back, get dressed, and go from there.
Ms. Wise? We good with 4? Thank you.
All right, thank you, council, on that. 4 o'clock, we'll get that publicized, council meeting at 4 o'clock on next Monday, which will be the 8th. Okay, and it will be here at City Hall. Okay, moving now to number 7 of our discussion item is the MEAG electrical form for off-system sales, margin, and volunteer deposit into the MEAG trust, competitive trust fund. Okay, you can see that in your package there. This is a form that typically we normally do every year. If we wish to change the margin of election form, it says that if we change anything, we would have to complete it and return it back by December 20th, 2025 to allow the process to include the section of election beginning with February 2026, which bills rendered in March, are redeemed in March of 2026. So typically, we really don't do anything with this. It pretty much kind of stays basically the same. And I see where we don't need to make any changes. Our sales will be doing normally what we normally do with the sales there. So you need just 3 council members to approve this, to have it on the agenda for Monday. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, our next item is item number 8, and this is special election, November 5th, 2024, authorizing to pay poll workers and other miscellaneous expenses. And we're going to turn this over to Councilman Palmer.
Yes, this bill, was sent to the city, certified mail on, May the 1st of 2025. And this, these people, need to be paid, and that the judge who was in, judge at that, hearing, has ordered that the city, pay these people, and, the money is in the election budget, and the total amount owed to these people is $3,465. So the money has already been budgeted, it's sitting there waiting on it. And these people should have been paid after the election, and they were not. But they need to be, the city of Plymouth does not need to be waiting 9 months before we can pay somebody that's done work for the city. That's poor business.
Do we have any thoughts or opinions on that from the city attorney? Is that something?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That is right now, Councilman Palmer. I understand where you're coming from, but we got to look at it as this is still an open investigation, and I would recommend that once everything is clear and over, we could take care of that. But I don't think it was budgeted into that year physical budget on the election.
But it is in the budget, in that year's budget, what I understand. And, the court order, I think the city of Camilla does not need to, not abide by the court. And, there's enough court stuff going on around here without adding to that. So I think we should make the court and, do what we're supposed to do.
Madam Attorney,
Yes, sir.
could you kind of elaborate on that?
And I'm sorry, I did miss a little bit of, Councilman Palmer's, speech, right, before you called my name. But, I am getting the gist of what is, was proposed on the table. And I would liken this to, the conversation you all had as a council a couple of weeks ago when I think we were looking at the election, extending the time of the election. And we talked about, council's authority as it relates to elections. And in that instance, if you all would remember, council gave its support or a resolution that ultimately didn't get approved, but in support of the extension of the time, but we left that decision to the election superintendent. So council, by law, had the duty to appropriate funding for elections, and that is in Title 21, 21-2-71 expenses of superintendent to be paid by counties, and that also includes municipalities. But council has the duty to fund a budget for the election, but it doesn't quite give council any more discretion outside of that. And so I would just probably again lean on the thought and the decision that you all made a couple of weeks ago, or the conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago when we attempted to look at extending the time of the elections. Council again can put an election superintendent in place, but that's their kind of decision to make things happen after that point in time.
We have an election, we have an election superintendent at that time. That person is no longer election superintendent.
Can we defer the decision to pay these to the new election superintendent?
I think, and then also, and it's already been stated that this is kind of a little bit of a nuanced issue. Even though I would argue that payment of, a payment of this type is kind of ministerial, right? It's something that you can liken to a bill that comes into the city. But at the same time, I think, and again, we don't want to get into the mechanics of everything this evening, but, I think there was a court order that kind of accompanies all of this, so I think that's something that the election superintendent would need to look to, and that needs to be their decision to make. But council, really, your duty is to fund the budget for the election, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that was done as of last year. If you want to vote to kind of ratify, that decision to, again, in support of funding that budget, I don't think, there's anything wrong with doing so. But there are other steps after council funds the budget.
Madam Attorney, why can't we pay these people? I mean, I why can't we pay them? I don't understand. They were, there are two of us sitting here that wouldn't be here if the election hadn't gone through. And why can't we, I don't understand why we can't pay them if the money is there.
I'm not saying you can't, I'm saying I don't think it's the decision of the council to make. I think the council, per the code, the council just funds the budget. And so I mean,
who's decision?
even if you decided to.
I'm sorry, you're saying that the decision to pay these people is the election superintendent's decision?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right. I think we can work with that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Madam Attorney, for that clarity.
So do we need to,
So what we need to do is we just table this and we can kind of move forward in another direction.
okay.
Okay. Because the superintendent, as she just stated, she would be the one
She
to
could be
authorize it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right, moving now to our next, agenda item, discussion item is our senior program. I noticed that I asked, the majority of this council to give some feedback on what they want to see in the program and, the service agreement that we had, Mrs. Ford, our city manager, wanted to get something a little smaller, but has all the points in there that needs to be met. She didn't want the long drawn out, policy that was, presented in the beginning. I know Councilwoman Vereen did send some information in on some of our discussion, and, I think that was about it. But, according to our, the attorney sent us a revised one, copy today. You can kind of look at, some of the things that she did put in, some of those recommendations that, we want to see. But at this time, council, what I want to ask, of you all tonight is to kind of look through it and kind of make sure everything is pretty much where you want it to be, and, allow the, attorney to go ahead and kind of give us, what she put in there. She can kind of give us a scope of where we need to go from here. But I kind of want to go ahead and get this done so that we can get our program on the way.
Was this a template, the one they provided? It was just at the top that said.
Yeah, that was a template that was, produced, and, the template that we had is kind of drawn out loud, not too much in there.
So that would just say senior citizen.
Yes. Yeah, once we finalize our draft, it will have the senior citizen, service agreement there, program, brother. Madam Attorney, did you want to kind of elaborate on that? Or what you?
No, thank you, Mr. Rippleton, and as was already been stated, happy to, make amendments to this, and, again, this is just a template, so once you all finalize it, we can plug in the, correct wording and titles. And again, the first, few pages, or I want to say about 7 or so pages, is really just a contractual agreement for whoever you hire, just to ensure that they act as an independent contractor of the city. So that's more just so legal jargon. I did insert some language about marketing into that section of the agreement, because I know that was one of the concerns of the city manager. But I also have marketing mentioned in the services portion of the agreement. But again, Councilmember Vereen, and thank you again for sending that that information over, which she sent over a kind of a breakdown of the services and a proposal of a format that you all can kind of use to decide on how you're going to format this program. And I kind of broke it apart in about 8 different bullet points. You're welcome to edit and kind of make enhancements to her suggestions as it's presented. But again, she did present that you all were looking for someone to put on about 10 to 12 events per year. The events would occur the same day and time each month, with the exception of, and I just put an annual ball or annual event you might have for senior citizens, or whatever is decided upon. The location is the depot. The participants are senior residents within the city of Camilla, and their caregivers are also welcome to attend and or assist. Transportation is completely in the hands of the participants. Program activities, again, Councilmember Green had some ideas bingo and game days, arts and crafts, seasonal holiday themed activities. You all can leave that, up to the decision of the individual that's put on the program to propose activities, or you could maybe outline some activities that you want to see. Refreshments, light refreshments will be served. Program promotion, again, we stress that any materials, marketing materials that are produced as a result of this program, that they be approved by the city manager before they are distributed in the utility bills and or if they're posted on the city's website or social media pages. And then I just added a portion at the bottom about evaluation and feedback. As we have this program, we can get feedback and kind of get an idea and a feel of what our senior residents want going forward. So that is kind of the rough outline of the services that we're looking for someone to come and plan, organize, and manage.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Attorney. And council, once again, I encourage you to go back and let's look through these, through the adjustments. And as the attorney mentioned, that she can amend anything that we want to take out. So feel free, let's go back and just dive into it and make sure we get everything that we need in here. And we need
My
to.
only question is about the term, page 1. All right, term. We're talking about on a year-to-year basis, right?
Mhm.
Just, it'd be a 1-year term. So that blank, where it says, for a total term not to exceed 1 year from the effective date, because it talks about automatically renewing or something, so I wasn't exactly sure about that paragraph there, not being an attorney. See, it says this agreement shall automatically renew upon the same terms and conditions at the end of the initial term and terminate at each succeeding year for a total term not to exceed, we want that to be 1 year, or is that something like we want to keep this in place for 5 years and we just renew it every year? I wasn't exactly sure what that meant.
And my thing is right here, I would say, whatever contractor you're using, you give them a year.
Just go year by year.
Yeah, because you may decide to use another contractor the following year and then the following year.
So if that's the case, all we would need is the first sentence.
Yeah.
Those
All
are
we
things,
need, if we want to do it on an annual basis, all we need is that first sentence, we don't need the whole rest of that paragraph then.
so, I mean, those are things that we can, you know, send to the attorney and, she'll draft it up the way we need it.
And, Ms. Thompson, you took mine and like made it a lot better, thank you so much.
No, it was a good foundation, so yeah, we can build on it and,
Well, thank you, I
just let me know, yeah.
All right, thank you. Council, any other discussion on that? Thank you again, Madam Attorney.
No problem.
All right, is there any more discussion on that?
So could we, get this thing finalized and put it as an action item for
Yeah,
next week?
we should can.
Okay.
Could I get 3 council members that want to see this as an action item for next week? So I encourage you all, if any changes or any amendments, please go ahead and let's get them into to Cheryl, so that she can forward to the city attorney.
And Mr. Mayor, if I may, I believe there was a comment about the funding, and if you could correct me if I'm wrong, the funding will begin January 1, correct? So, we haven't even, I'm sorry, and I'm probably going off of, the budget year, does it start January 1, or am I thinking of it October 1? the budget year?
It's October 1.
Okay, my apologies, okay.
Yeah.
So, I think there was just some concern about the funding, if it was not in place or in place, but, if this money was allocated for that particular, use, it should still all be there, so, yeah.
Yes, okay. Yeah, the money has already been allocated, and we allocated $40,000 for the fiscal year for this senior program. And money is all accounted for. Okay. All right, we're gonna move right along now. Thank you again, Madam Attorney. We're gonna move now to our auditors. And as we mentioned at our last council meeting, our previous auditors has declined to serve us this year. So I did ask the city manager to send out a list of auditors, and these auditors were recommended by GMA, our representative, Mrs. Emily Davenport. And our city manager has already put out an RFP, and we are awaiting auditors to get back with us to see who we can have to serve the city of Camilla. So we are already in the process of that, and then this council, once we get all of that in place, this council will vote on who our auditor would be.
Has she gotten any replies, do you know?
I think she have, but she haven't gotten all of them yet. Yeah, and most firms right now, they're suffering with employees, and it's kind of hard right now. So as soon as we get that information back, she did give them a deadline, so we gotta push it. So we gotta try to get our audit together. We need to be working on it now. So she's working on that, and we will let the council know about that.
And we have not received the,
Haven't received any news right now. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna move into discussion item number 11, Goodson Road, cost shared with the county for paving. We're gonna let our assistant city manager take care of this, Mr. White.
Thank you. So the county has asked us, because here in City paving Goodson Road, which is a shared road, between the county and us. The reason they're asking now is they're wanting to submit for the LMIG grant for that road, and applications are due February. This would be their LMIG grant application, not ours, so that reserves ours for other streets. But the LMIG is 30% match, and they have estimates for Goodson Road being at just under 300,000. The LMIG match for us and county combined would be 88,000. So our share of that would be 44,000 for the asphalt. That's a lot of road to pave for under 50,000. So I would just ask for support of $50,000 for key swaps being allocated for I guess it would be a reimbursement of the county's LMIG match.
All right, any discussion on that?
Just to fully support it. We know it's long overdue out there.
Thank you.
all right, so if we're paying half,
It would be 15% of the total cost, because the LMIG is a 30% match, so the rest.
oh, okay, so, because I was doing the math in my head, and I was like, well, $280,000, half of that's $140.
This is paid by grant, that's all we have, we just had
But our portion would be 50.
Yes.
under.
Under, you'll put it under that.
Up to.
Oh,
So do we,
Yeah, you got that 30% plus that 15,
gotcha.
so that swipes it out.
the county, what their public works director was asking me was if we had support, because then they could put this in on the LMIG. If we don't have support, then they're more than likely going to.
Yeah, let's definitely. So that would be, because there's two costs.
There's two costs.
I like the level and pay the full length with asphalt, right?
Asphalt's a better product, the next one's
Absolutely.
chip and seal.
yes.
Which is a fine product for Allen Edison. Doesn't ride smooth, but either one is fine.
Okay.
Well, you do have some truck traffic that goes through there,
Goes through there.
so it needs to be best.
Those big truckers, or big trucks,
I don't know what kind of truck, but they're big trucks.
yeah. So,
All right, so,
Monday,
yeah, at this time, could I get, I think that'd be a great opportunity for us to, do our share and work along with the county. And I think that'll be a great vote. But all those who are in favor for putting this on the agenda as an action item for Monday, show of hands. All right, thank you, council. All right, we're gonna move right along on our final discussion item number 12, baseball field, storm drainage rehab.
Yeah, so this is a project that was mainly work on the engineering side. It was put aside because of cost. I'm trying to research it because the storm drain on the southeastern baseball field, because it's a pretty big hazard to anyone playing on that field. Recent seasons, we put a board over and secure cones, but the project needs to be, looked at and repaired. One, so that stormwater drains properly, but also mainly we get rid of the hazard on that field. So there's different ways we can look at it. We have an estimate here. Again, that would be bidded out. Not sure what the pricing is on a stormwater project is right now. I can talk to our engineer and see if it would be projected higher or lower. But this would be complete cost. I don't have a grant for stormwater.
is that something that T-Splosh could,
T-Splosh can cover stormwater.
okay. It's a lot of money for a baseball field, but,
Well, it's stormwater, but it goes through the baseball field.
I got you.
All right, any other discussion on that, rehabbing on the drain board? All right, could we get 3 council members who'd like to see this as an action item on the agenda for Monday? All right, thank you very much. Lou, we appreciate you, Mr. White. This has now brought us down to the end of our meeting. At this time, I'm going to ask Councilwoman Farine, does she have any other discussions or anything?
I do have one thing that was brought to my attention by one of our constituents. And Mr. White, would it be possible to have someone check the, they're getting ready to build a new courthouse. And that's our sewer lines that are gonna, sewer and water. And I have some constituents that are concerned about that is the system large enough to handle the current sewage that's coming from those buildings out there now that we just annexed into the city limits. I know we provide water and sewer to that area, but are we gonna be able to handle the courthouse as well?
We're running numbers on it, but we're also having that rehab project being done right now. Our wastewater treatment plant, I know we can have to.
Okay,
I have to run the numbers on.
just, is the line big enough? That was the only question that was asked, and I said I will certainly ask.
Yeah, I'll find
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Councilman Morgan, do you have anything?
Yes, sir. Well, this first one will be for Luke, just a continuation of the pavement convo. I've been looking at the diamond maps that you sent out, and just curious about the green line. I mean, it says proposed road in the legend, but then on the blue line, I guess it identifies the funding source. The blue line says 23 elevated, and then the red line shows 24, 25.
The blue and the red is historical.
Okay.
So
Okay.
those two are currently being done.
now, the blue and red that they're currently have.
Well, right, that's new project that's starting.
And then the greens are the ones with.
The ranks were open. Now, for the LA submission that we do, it won't cover all those roads, not nearly. However, usually, DOT has some electrical money for that project. And after LMA, they'll drop in LRA, which is zero match. Which is good. We use that one for sure. And we can bring in a few more of those roads as well. But even with LMA and LRA, all that's current on that, I don't think we get paid. I have a few priorities. I'd love to hear what y'all would like, history, but, I know top priority, I believe, will be Singleton. That's pretty bad.
It's terrible, it's not bad, it's terrible.
And that'll be. Thank you.
All right, Councilman Collins. Okay, Councilman Davis.
Yes, sir. Well, I know I'm gonna lean towards, but, I want to discuss about three things I want to discuss about. Public works building and the maintenance shop. I've talked to some of the guys out there. I worked out there 30 years ago when I first came to high school. And, it's the same way as it was when I went out. And, they said when it rained, you have to wait till, the water go down so they can work in the mechanic shop. And when it's cold in the building, when it's hot in the building. So, I want to get the miss forward and discuss about, maybe remodeling or redoing something with the mechanic shop and the, public works building. Need to be revamped and needs to be, brought up to date.
I do, want to do on that. We got approved for a lift, which will get around that hole. So we'll fill that hole in.
Right. But you just the steady and then the, when it's cold in here, you get cold, and when it's hot. And they have to bring tools from home sometimes to work on the vehicle. So that's one thing. And then, number two, the city, we approved the URA for $1 million to go to the URA account. And, I would like to amend that vote and put that $1 million back into the city of,
Well, that right there gonna have to be a URA discussion there. But the chairman is not here, so I'm not gonna be able to elaborate on that. But, yeah, that could be a discussion, but I need right now.
and put the URA under the city. Let the city be in control of the URA.
It would require, according to the intergovernmental agreement,
Yeah.
to get the money back, it has to be a mutual agreement. 2 of the 3 commissioners of the URA and 5 council members have to agree. So once, and it has to be mutually agreed, any changes. So if we have 5 council members that say yes and 2 board members that say yes, then that can happen.
Oh, this to the night, we have money to do work,
To do other things, I totally agree.
so, I mean,
That's what has to happen in order for that to,
okay.
to,
In a recession, right? Well, we're not in a recession, but we seem like we are in a recession. So that is something I just want to throw out there, and, the URA, can we do anything to make it more transparent? To make it more, we can see what's going on with the URA?
Well,
Restructuring the board?
the election won't come up until 2027, so.
Those are my thoughts.
And you're more than welcome to come to the URA meetings. We have meetings, they publicize them.
Okay.
in paper.
Check me out. That's it.
All right. Councilman Palmer.
Not this time.
All right. All right, Luke.
I know we discussed the railroad, last council meeting. I have a meeting with them on Wednesday, to discuss payment, or, paving, making those bumps better, on a few spots through town. They're gonna be in the area in February, doing some work in Wells Railroad. So hopefully, we can have something done by then. I'll have an update on the council meeting about that. And hopefully some papers as well.
We got 3 crossings, right?
That haven't been paved. We have Goodson, we have Asbury, Bay Street, and Ellis. And then for the ones on Oakland, we're gonna do that as DOT.
Which one is the one,
Bay Street's fast,
that's Bay Street?
but actually they're all fast.
If you got a broad.
Well, the one that all the city vehicles go over every day, that's Bay Street.
Bay and Ellis and Baxter.
Bay and then Ellis.
Ellis. And then Baxter and then Goodson. Hopefully we get all 4 done at one time.
And you'll know something Wednesday.
I'm talking Wednesday about it.
What is the road turn into like you were coming off the other one, you cross, going up that little road? No.
Oh, North Ellis?
If you went over Oakland, right there close to Jim's Boston's place. Danny. Oh, that's, Fuller.
That was good,
Oh, you talking about, no, that's
McDonald.
McDonald Street.
but McDonald's on the pavement.
McDonald's on the pavement.
Yes, on the pavement.
Right, not the crossing.
The crossing is
Crossing.
good. Crossing is good.
We done, huh?
Did they fix it?
No, we got
I
We got it.
fixed.
done. It was fixed.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
Fuller, Butler Avenue, McDonald, we're all paving.
Fuller, didn't help Fuller a lot.
All right. Appreciate that, Luke. And also want to say I appreciate you, council, for the discussion for tonight. As well as I appreciate the awesome citizens tonight with their concerns. Just want to let each one of you all know that, trust me, I will never, ever put this city in jeopardy. If you have any concerns or any questions, please come and see me. Don't go and hear what others may say about Burley. Come to Burley. That includes the council members as well. My line is open. All of us have a difference of opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. But don't get in mind bothering of trying to describe someone in a negative sense when you don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I've seen in this building and know what's going on that you all don't even know.
Truth.
I'm all about the business of this city. That's the reason I'm here. They don't pay me enough to be here, but I'm here. We all have to work together in this city. What benefits me benefit each one of you all sitting around in this room and on this dais.
Yes.
I'm for everybody. And that's the way it's gonna be in my journey here. So I just wanna put that in the atmosphere so that my constituents and the entire city will know where I'm coming from. Okay? So at this time, our meeting have come to an end, and do we get a motion to adjourn our meeting? All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Everybody.
Okay.